You got your phone next to you?
Aye.
I'm going to send you a picture. Wait, see this?
If it's of your cock, Dave, I didn't want to see it.
It's alright, the Zoom doesn't work that much, mate. Right, well, do you want to get a Kim? We've got loads to cover. We'll get fired in.
I trust you to bloody pick a game that was 78 goals in it when we've got loads to do. Fucking hell.
If it had been Melisandre getting her kit off that, it'd have been completely different kettle of fish altogether.
Well, unless you take that,
the necklace. Obviously the necklace stays on, mate. That was, if I was there, that'd be getting welded together. That necklace, but.
Scott Brown did actually get a... I'll say that again, even because it's not Brown.
And the stadium erupts in red, white and blue. You've never seen anything like it.
Let's go.
Manchester, brace yourself. Rangers are coming!
Hi everyone, and welcome to the next episode of the iReady podcast. As ever, I'm your host Derek, and with me is my co-host Dave. How are you doing, Dave?
I'm very well, Derek. How are you, mate?
I'm not bad, not quite as brown as you though.
Excuse me?
You're talking about your skin colour, Dave, with your tan and all that.
Okay, right,
yes.
Right, okay.
How else would you take that, Dave?
And I'm not answering that one.
Yeah, I think we just got a wee bit too much information into Dave's private life there.
No, as brown as you, and how do you take it? Come on, now. No, I'm very well, Derek. Back to reality, unfortunately, but at least we've got a few positives with the football to talk about now, haven't we?
Well, not the first game, but certainly the last three games, yeah.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So we've got a lot to cover. Obviously, we're going way back to the 31st of March because Dave went on holiday just before that, and that was obviously the loss to Celtic. Then we've got the 2 wins against Hearts in both games and the win against Motherwell as well to cover.
Yes.
So a jam-packed episode as ever. It'll probably run into about 2 hours, but we'll try and get through it as quick as we can.
Yep.
So we'll just batter on now, and we'll go down the tunnel and onto the pitch. So obviously the first game, as I said, we've got to cover this, and I really don't want to, but we might as well anyway. It was Sunday the 31st of March. It was away to Celtic and we lost 2-1. Disappointing, Dave, wasn't it? What was the atmosphere like in the Bluebell?
The Bluebell was busy, Derek. Not absolutely stowed like I thought it would be, but it was busy, and the beer was flowing, mate. And I'm sure as you're about to get in the first half, quite sort of nervy first half, especially what happened, and but then in the second half, a real sort of buzz in the second half, and a real belief for us. But I'll let you get into the match, Derek.
Yes, so we lined up McGregor, Tavernier, Goldson, Worrell, Halliday, McCrory, Jack, Arfield, Candeas, Morelos and Kent. On the subs bench we had Fotheringham, Defoe, Davis, Flanagan, Kamara, Katic and Koulibaly. Now the one thing we did say before we left the last pod is McAllister was going to be in the dugout for this game, obviously after his shocking attack when he was out with his wife.
Yep.
and Leeds. However, the club apparently told him to stay away and get rest and all that, which is probably the right thing to do. So certainly he wasn't in the dugout for that one. Fortunately, since that's happened as well, a man had been arrested for the incident as well, so hopefully we'll see justice come in there.
Yes.
But really in the first half we played very well for about 2 minutes, and then it all went tits up from there, didn't it? On the second minute there was a quick break up the park by Celtic over to the left. It was crossed in, flicked up, and Nitcham had a volley at close range, and McGregor with a great save. I'd been against the run of play up until that point.
Yeah, it was. Yep.
So on the third minute, Edward had a speculative shot from 25 yards. It was right at McGregor, but it dipped awkwardly at the last minute, and he managed to punch it away. 15th minute, good move from Celtic down the right, ball to Nitcham in the centre, who got a trundling shot off in the centre, under the legs of the defender, but a very comfortable save from McGregor nonetheless.
Yep.
21st minute, Worrell again giving the ball away after taking the ball out of defence. It was a chance for Celtic, but it came to nothing. You know, I don't know, sometimes Worrell has these almost Bugera-like issues with taking the ball upfield, but unlike Bugera, he doesn't manage to clear his lines properly.
I was actually I think just our ages, Derek, but I was actually thinking of sort of Amoruso-esque, because Amo done that quite a few times as well, where he thought he could sort of stride forward and they would end up getting the ball away and things like that. So, unfortunate.
And then on the 26th minute, we went 1-0 down. Celtic scored a goal. Candeas gave the ball away deep in Celtic half once again. It was a quick break up the park. Worrell was tracking back and he kept backing off. He didn't even put a half-hearted challenge in until it was too late. Edouard was in our box and he shot into the back of the net. Just as I said in the post-match, really, really poor from Worrell with the fact that he was tracking back. Why not stick the leg in? And then at least it gives the keeper the option then to make a move.
Yeah. It was, I think, as I say, I was watching it, as you said, Derek, in the Bluebell, and I think the vast majority of people were all roaring at him, he try and put a foot in, stop backing off, but inevitably that happened, didn't it?
Yep. Really weirdly as well, Celtic fans spilled onto the pitch, and one of them was even carrying a toddler. Absolutely disgraceful again. I mean, I don't mind celebrating a goal, but carrying a fucking toddler onto the park, man, it's disgraceful. And also in the surge forward, a female steward in the Celtic end was injured as well, so not really the wisest of things that Celtic fans have done, but when do they ever do anything?
Exactly,
Yep. And then an absolute moment of madness 4 minutes later by Morelos. When will this man ever learn? He basically elbowed Brown off the ball. It never hit him full in the face, but the intent was there. I think it maybe caught him towards the top of the chest or the bottom of the chin. Brown, in fairness, did cut across him intentionally to kind of clip his heels, but it was a bit of gamesmanship. I don't see anything that Brown done wrong there. No excuses for Morelos whatsoever. It was just a piece of stupidity, and I think this is when the tide is now turned with Morelos with the fans, hasn't it?
The vast majority of fans all said the same thing, Derek. You knew that they were going to try and do something, especially him, especially Scott Brown. You knew that it would be something. It's all that Scott Brown has got to offer these days, Derek, is trying to wind people up. And unfortunately for us, and unfortunately for Alfredo Morelos, like you said, he went up, there was a wee sort of clip off the ball at the vacuum. Morelos reacted. It was really stupid. Morelos should have, if he was wanting to get any kind of reaction, Derek, he should have just crumpled in a heap at the first wee touch from Brown, but he didn't. He reacted. He was off. He played right into his hands. I think that's what's the most annoying thing for me, is it basically played right into Scott Brown's hands. He went out to get him sent off, and he got him sent off very easily, Derek, very, very easily. And that for me was the most disappointing thing after that. And from there, we really just thought it was going to be it was just going to be one-way traffic constantly, and we were going to get hammered. At that point, it really did. Yeah.
The one good thing I've got to say, that Gerrard kind of came out after the match in his post-match presser, really not defending him at all. He says that I've defended him, can't defend him any longer. He's maybe even defended him too much over the course of the season, and he did fine Morelos a week's wages apparently, and Morelos accepted it and came out with an apology, and he's continuing to serve a 4-match ban now because of that. So just complete stupidity from him. But 37th minute, Tierney down the left hand side. It was a shot from an angle on the edge of the box. It was a great save out for the corner by McGregor, and that's when half time happened. So it wasn't as back to the wall as we kind of thought it was going to be. Certainly Celtic were the better team in the first half by far. We offered absolutely nothing, but they never had a great amount of chances in front of McGregor, and what there was, he seemed to save it fairly comfortable as well. So
yeah.
So into half-time, 49th minute, there was a half claim for a penalty after Sinclair and Tavernier tangled in the box. Not a penalty for me, there wasn't much in it. Did you see that?
No, I agree 100%. As usual, Derek, there's a lot of people who shout, but will shout for anything, but really, there wasn't really anything in it, was there?
Yep. 52nd minute was a good move from Celtic, working the ball through our defence. McGregor made a good save. And then on the 62nd minute, that's when the game changed. Now, into the second half, we thought we was going to see changes, but no changes happened. And for me, the second half started the exact same way as the first half finished. It was all Celtic, and we weren't in the match at all. And then, almost out of nowhere, we pulled a goal back, with Kent making it one each. It was a lovely move down the right-hand side with Tavernier and Candias, past the Kent in the middle of the goal on the edge of the box, rounds the player, gets into the box and shoots into the back of the net. Fantastic all-round goal.
It was a tremendous goal. Just we were looking for something, Derek, a wee spark, and I had been sitting, I was watching the game with my son, and I said to him, the one player for me that looks as if he can do something here is Ryan Kent. Because he did look hungry, he did look as if he was wanting the ball, Derek, and that's maybe something that we've been missing in these types of games, and we've been down, we've been down and out. We've not had one person that has really been demanding the ball and sort of had a feeling that they could do something, and he was certainly looking hungry. And that, just the play by him, the skill, everything, the finish was just absolutely fantastic. And just at that point, I really genuinely thought we were going to get something out of the game, Derek, because after that, I thought we were excellent. Yeah,
there was only one team in it from that point. Celtic just seemed to switch off. All the momentum switched on to us, and we were a joy to watch at times in this game from that moment on. 73rd minute was a lovely move all round from right to left a couple of times, ending on the ball, getting cut back to Jack in the box. All he had to do was put it on target, but he ballooned it right over the bar. It was a gilt-edged chance, wasn't it?
That was the chance, Derek. That was. I was waiting for the net to bulge with that one, and if he'd have just if I think he was, I didn't want to say panicked, Derek, but I don't think he thought that he had as much time as what he did have, if you know what I mean. I think he could have steadied himself and then took the shot rather than sort of very hurriedly take the shot and blast it over. It was a gilt-edged chance, Derek, and that's the type of chance that you've got to take in these games. But as I say, unfortunately, it didn't go in. But at that stage, we were waiting on us taking the lead. We were the better team. We were all over them at that stage, and that one chance was a glorious chance for us to take the lead in that game.
Yep. And then a minute later, while Ryan Kent was moving into the box, Boyata pulled up injured. Celtic had already used their 3 subs, so it was 10v10 on the park. Mm-hmm. And we thought we were going to absolutely batter them from then. And, we kept on plugging away, but nothing came. 79th minute, Jack came off and Kamara came on. 83rd minute, Candias came off and Defoe came on. And then, just a piece of stupidity again, in the 85th minute, we lose a goal.
Yep.
Tavernier completely out of position, gives the ball away once again. Celtic player manages to nip in and Celtic score. It was still a lot of work for the Celtic player to do, and I think there was other players back, but they just piece of pish defending again, and once again Tavernier out of position. And this is when I lost the rag at Tavernier online with him, because at this point I'm fed up with him.
It's how many times have we spoke over the years about his defensive frailties, Derek? He's we've said it time and time again. Going forward, when he's on song, he's fantastic. He can deliver some fantastic balls. He can be a real menace, but defensively, there's always been that doubt about him, and it was silly, Derek. It was sloppy. There was no need for it. Even if he'd have just thundered the ball upfield, it would have been better than what he did. But it was just very, very disappointing, wasn't it?
I've seen even someone in there try to defend Tavernier, and as I've said in previous podcasts, Tavernier is one of these players that the Rangers Twitter seem to back no matter what he does. And yes, his stats are incredible for a right back, but the fundamentals of what his position is, he doesn't do the way he should do. And somebody tried to defend what he done in this game in terms of that giving the ball away by blaming McGregor for giving someone else the ball in the first place. I just, it beggars belief sometimes, but that's a story for another day.
I know, and again, Derek, it is one of these things that we've spoke about, the fact that he is the captain. Him being made the captain, has it made him undroppable for the team? We've spoke about that numerous times, haven't we? As I say, and I think we covered it on the last pod. I like Tav, but like you, I worry about him defensively, and I think we all do. And I think if there was a half decent bid, a few £1 million coming in for Tav from down south, I would certainly take it, because I do think that we could get ourselves a very good right back to play. In his position. He might not set up as many goals, but I would like to think that with that, maybe no setting up and scoring as many, he would maybe be allowing us to concede as many as well, so you've got to kind of look at it for both ways. But if he stays, fantastic, or but if we got a half decent bid, I would certainly be looking to cash in on him.
I would need to be nearer the £10 million for me to from Celtic, especially given some of the figures that are quoted for a lot lesser quality players in the SPFL in terms of Suter and McKenna as well. So, but we'll get into that anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway, shortly after Celtic scored, Ryan Kent seemed to lash out at Brown. Brown, I don't know, must have said or done something. The still pictures appear to show Kent completely connecting with his face with a punch. Yep. Mm-hmm. But if you look at it in real time in the video, it was more of a half-hearted push, and Brown went down like he was shot. It was pretty pathetic from Brown. If Kent was going to get banned or a red card for that now, I wish he'd actually properly decked him.
Yeah, well, it's as you say, in real time it didn't look that much, Derek, but again, it's the mainstream media in Scotland that we're dealing with here, isn't it? They'll get any angle, they'll slow it down, freeze frame anything to actually make it look a lot worse than what it was. And that's certainly all the pictures that were fired out after it. But again, Scott Brown at his best. Celtic were down to 10 men. He was doing everything that he could. The only thing that he can do, try and wind players up to get people sent off. That's what Scott Brown is now, Derek. And on another day, let's be honest, Kent might have been shown the red card at that point as well, but thankfully for us at that point he wasn't.
I mean, being honest, he should have seen the red card. It's I don't think there's any doubt about that. But he's subsequently got a retrospective ban from the Celtic compliance officer. So,
who could you be talking about?
I wonder. And then the last kind of piece of play of the actual match, on the 89th minute, the ball down the right. There was a shot from Kent from the right with the keeper. Keeper makes a great save and spills. Worrell tried to nip in, got a shot away, but the defender blocked him out for the corner.
But again, Derek, you're making that out for me that it was, it was a chance there. Worrell should have just threw his whole body at that ball and bundled it over the net. We were really going for it. We were trying to get back in. And again, I was actually quite disappointed looking back and watching that. I think Worrell should have just threw his whole weight at that, and he would have made connection with it, because it was a bit of a half-hearted clearance and a half-hearted sort of shot by him. I think he could have done a lot better with that one, personally.
Yeah. If it's one of these things, anybody else but Worrell in that position, then you would have maybe expected him to score and do what you're saying. But
aye, I think if that was the likes of Andy Halliday or that there, Derek, he would have, regardless, he would have, connected with that and managed to get it over the net. But I was more just as disappointed with Worrell for that one as I was, when with him in the first half as well. So. Very disappointing by Worrell in that game, and I have been defending him recently, Derek. But no, I was really pissed off with him actually after that game. Yeah.
So the final whistle blown, and as ever, you expected the Celtic players to load it up, and lo and behold, Scott Brown got involved again by slapping Andy Halliday at the chest. He then walks. He then looks as if he was going to walk off the park. Then he gave the "get it up, you" gesture to the Rangers fans, and then it kicks off again between a few of our players and the Celtic players. Brown runs back to get involved as well, and in the whole stramash, Andy Halliday was the one that was shown the second yellow card in the tunnel.
Yep.
Yet Scott Brown received absolutely nothing.
Nothing. Yep.
Quite rightly, a lot of the pundits condemning Brown's actions, but quite typically, Celtic, Neil Lennon, and some of the Celtic-minded pundits saying his behaviour.
Some Celtic-minded pundits
were saying that his behaviour was exemplary. Holy fuck.
Aye, I know. Quite incredible. Derek, we could show, we could talk about loads and loads of instances where it's gone against us, especially talking about Andy Halliday. I mean, remember Andy Halliday, doing the gesture with the hand in the air. It wasn't even a get up you gesture, and he ended up getting punished for that, but Scott Brown actually turning to the Rangers fans and doing that, and absolutely nothing happening is bad enough. But his whole behaviour throughout that whole game was... I hate trying to be the football purist here, Derek, but if you want unsporting, what's the word I'm looking for? Unsportsmanship, that's your man, because he went out and tried everything that he could, every dirty trick in the book to get players booked, players sent off, whatever, because that's all he is now. Let's be honest, Derek, that's all he is. He doesn't contribute anything else to a game apart from getting involved in any problems, mouthing off at the referee and trying to get players sent off. That is Scott Brown now.
But I don't mind a bit of gamesmanship in a game. And
it's no gamesmanship though, Derek. It's no gamesmanship. He is basically, he's not going out to contribute anything to his team winning. No. He is going out to wind other players up and try to get players sent off.
Oh, definitely.
And wind up the opposition. He doesn't do anything with the ball. He doesn't actually do anything to contribute to a team winning. And I know Celtic fans that would agree with me 100%. And if that is against any other team, they get pissed off with it. But because it's against us, he's suddenly a hero. That's the small-mindedness of them and their fans when it comes to the likes of Scott Brown and the media. Against any other team or anything like that, it's like, no, we want to see fast, expansive, attacking football, but because it's against us, he's the fucking hero. And that's what it is, and that's all he does now. I can't believe that we're spending as much time fucking talking about him right enough. But
what's more annoying is that our players fall for it, and that's what's more galling.
Yes.
Now, after the match, apparently Steven Gerrard had some choice words for the referee, and he got a 1-match ban for it. He accepted the ban, so he must have been, got bang to rights in that one. However, we're still waiting charges for Steve Clarke's another outburst at the weekend by referees, talking about, referees and sons playing for clubs and all that kind of thing.
It's not even that, Derek. He actually, went out naming the referee and, giving specific times and specific instances, where he was blaming the referee and giving his examples, which you said was all to do with the fact that he said it was to do with his dad playing for the club and basically saying that he should never, referee a game. I mean, Steven Gerrard's comments surely weren't like that, saying that a referee should never referee a certain team's game before, which is basically coming out and saying that the referee's biased against a specific team. So that's worse surely than anything else. And as you say, we're still waiting to find out what happens there.
Yeah, clearly nothing.
Will anything happen there, considering the SFA, I think, are hell-bent on getting Steve Clarke to be the next Scotland manager?
Well, exactly so. And obviously there was issues after the game as well with Celtic fans, not Rangers fans, what the media have portrayed. Basically, the Green Brigade went down arrived back into the centre of Glasgow and started smashing outside of the Toby Jug pub outside Central Station. There was also 3 stabbings in Merchant City also. An eyewitness I'll say that loosely, eyewitness for the Daily Record said it was Rangers fans that came into the pub and caused issues, then started stabbing. It's since been proven, because the guy was in court today about it, that the guy was a Celtic fan who was being charged with the stabbing, and the guy who is still fighting for his life after the stabbing. No apology whatsoever, no retraction. However, the Daily Record have deleted their article that was written. Unbelievable.
I think all credibility went out the door, Derek, as soon as you said a supposed eyewitness for the Daily Record.
Yeah.
Seen it. So, I mean, that for me, there's no credibility to that whatsoever as soon as you said that. I mean, when it comes to our club, of course, they're going to blame it. They'll blame anything on our club. You know what I mean? I'm surprised that they've no blamed the Brexit shambles on Rangers yet, or tried to blame it, but aye, watch this space.
Aye. And then obviously Celtic fans as well, in their next game, obviously after Gerrard getting banned and having words with the referee, they unveil a banner saying, "Get well soon, Stevie G." Basically the exact same banner we said about Steve Clarke a few games ago. Do Celtic fans not have a single idea of their own unless it's praising terrorism?
No.
No. Simple, isn't it?
Anyway, I think it's I'm getting annoyed, Derek, because we seem to have spent a lot of time talking about fucking Scott Brown and the Celtic support, so
yes. Let's move on. Yes. So next game, a wee bit more happier. Wednesday the 3rd of April at home to Hearts, and we won 3-0. We lined up McGregor, Tavernier, Goldson, Worrell, Flanagan, Kamara, Davis, Arfield, Jack, Kent and Defoe. On the subs bench we had Fodingham, McCrory, Candeas, Lafferty, Katic, Koulibaly and Grezda. Right for the off, we were up for it straight away, weren't we?
Yeah, definitely. Yep. No, he was looking for a reaction, Derek, and he certainly got one.
Yes. So, on the first minute, Defoe actually had the ball in the back of the net, but was ruled offside. Jack had nipped in to rob the ball off the defender on the edge of the box. Got the pass to Defoe, but he was in a slightly offside position. Fourth minute, there was good build-up play, ending a lovely flick from Arfield to Defoe in the box, who had beat the defender, tried to get the shot off, but another defender managed to block it out for the corner. In the 11th minute, it was a shot from distance by Tavernier, forcing a save from the keeper, and then we went 1-0 up on the 15th minute with Defoe scoring finally. Kamara to Arfield on the right hand side. It was a great ball to Tavernier on the right hand side of the box. Tavernier tries to cross it, flicks up off the keeper, right into the path of Defoe, who volleys it into the back of net from 7 yards. Brilliant goal, wasn't it?
Yeah, fantastic goal, Derek. It really was, and a great time for us to score as well, wasn't it?
Yep, and we were relentless as well, because on the 20th minute we went 2-0 up with Goldson scoring. There was a lovely weighted free kick into the box from Tavernier. Goldson nips in with a header and puts it into the back of net. Just an all-round great move there as well. This is the type of balls that Tavernier can do when he's playing on form, and you can never fault him for that. He's outstanding when he's on form like that, and outstanding vision from Goldson as well to nip in front of the defender, and you just use his pace there to header it in.
Yep, no, it was a great finish, Derek, as you say. Fantastic ball in from Tavernier as well. So fantastic stuff.
Yep. On the 28th minute, Hearts get ahead to the ball after a cross came in. It was right at McGregor and a comfortable save. 33rd minute, corner from Hearts, headed by the attacker that bounces off the ground and forces McGregor to make a good dive and save and out for the corner. 37th minute, it was a great ball in from the right from Tavernier. Goldson couldn't quite get his head to it. Falls to Arfield in the box, but wasn't expected it and bounced off his feet and out for the goal kick. Unlucky that one there.
Yeah, that's right. As you say, I think if he, if he'd have realised even a split second sooner, he might have had a great chance there, and but as you say, maybe just came a bit too quickly for him to do anything with it.
Yep. And on the 44th minute, there was a free kick at the byline. Worrell flashes a header just wide, and that was the half-time whistle. So really, really great, especially the first 20-25 minutes. This was great high pressing, great high tempo, and as you said, the reaction we were looking for.
It was for me, Derek. I was pleased because we had moved away from this sort of quite one-dimensional play that we've become used to with Steven Gerrard, of playing, the two wingers and the one striker. He put more emphasis in us playing from the back and moving through the midfield, and it certainly worked a treat in this game. I thought there was some fantastic play in midfield in the first half. Hearts just could not get to grips with us whatsoever, and every time we were going forward, we did look as if we were going to score. It was great to see.
Yep, absolutely. So into the second half, and we started off where we finished off, and we scored our third goal of the game and wrapped up the game on the 47th minute. It was with Scott Arfield scoring. It was a quick break down the right with Tavernier playing a great cross, Defoe jumping up and shooting with his thigh or his foot, I can't quite remember, but not great TV pictures there. Forces a great save from the keeper, but spilled right into the path of Arfield, who had kept his run into the box going, and shoots into the back of the net. Brilliant.
Yeah, no, great stuff. And again, Derek, making sure that the game was done and dusted very, very quickly into the second half was great to see. And Scott Arfield playing in that role that, I think that we can all see that he's absolutely relishing, playing that sort of further forward, not having to worry too much about defending and, emphasising on attacking, and, a great finish by him as well. But unlucky by Defoe as well. But, just great timing for the goal also.
Yep. On the 60th minute, Jack came off and McCrory came on. 64th minute, McCrory got the break of the ball on the edge of the box, hit a shot, but it was just over the bar. 65th minute, Defoe had a shot over the bar from the edge of the box as well, after a good run and good control to beat the defender. 67th minute, Arfield came off and Grezda came on. 71st minute, Tavernier had a free kick floated into the box from the left. Clearance by the defender, comes off the head of Grezda and off the outside of the post and out for a goal kick. Unlucky that as well.
Yep.
77th minute, Defoe came off and Lafferty came on, and the last piece of play of the game was on the 78th minute. Worrell gives the ball away. There's a surprise. allows the Hearts attacker to nip in. The ball crossed the face of the goal. McGregor managed to get his fingers to it and push the ball away from the on-running attacker, who really would only just had to tap it in.
Yeah.
All once again started from sloppy play from a defender.
Yes.
Well, I used defender in the loose term there. But certainly 3 goals, clean sheet, and the 3 points, and a great reaction. Not a lot more we can ask for.
No, because we all know, Derek, that sometimes there can be when we're looking for a day action, especially at home in a game that we should be winning. We can sometimes make a meal of it, and it can be it could go against us and we could really struggle. But there was a great performance and a great reaction. We really couldn't have asked for any more, Derek. That's what we were looking for. Yep,
absolutely. So it led into the next game, which was on Sunday the 7th of April. It was away to Motherwell and we won 3-0.
Yes.
There was 2 changes to this squad. We lined up McGregor, Tavernier, Goldson, Katic, Flanagan, Kamara, Jack, Davis, Arfield, Candace and Defoe. On the subs bench we had Fordingham, Worrell, Halliday, McCrory, Grezda, Middleton and Lafferty. So taking us a wee bit longer to get going, but certainly we were the only team in it for the first 20 minutes. And on the 21st minute we scored with Arfield scoring his first of the game. Goldson got the ball to Candace, who passed to Defoe, holds up the ball, plays a great ball through the middle. A bit of fortune as it hits off the defender's legs onto the on-running Arfield, who hits it well and into the back of the net.
Yep, great play, Derek, by Jermaine Defoe. A perfectly weighted ball. Like you just said there, I actually thought when he went through, the defender had done enough just to get it away from him. But thankfully, the momentum of Arfield running through the ball has went for him, and a fantastic finish. Cool as you like, wasn't it?
Yep, absolutely. On the 27th minute, Motherwell flashed the ball across our goal. Goldson done enough to get in the way and get the ball just before the attacker could get in. A dangerous chance for Motherwell there. 29th minute, there was a free kick floated into the box, knocked to the right side of the box, a lovely flick up and turn and volley by Defoe, but it was a trundling shot and a comfortable save by the keeper in the end. And then when on the 36th minute, there was a lighter thrown at Tavernier when he went to take a throw-in at the usual idiot ultra section of the Motherwell support. Now, they've obviously, what they do is they put banners across the front row, a few rows of seats to prevent anything happening, which has happened to Jig in the past when we've went there.
Yes.
It still didn't stop them. And Motherwell used their CCTV quite quickly, and they found the culprit, and funnily enough, he was wearing a Rangers hat. So that was a Motherwell fan trying to get Rangers into trouble there. So there's where your strict liability would come in and fail, because there's somebody trying to pretend he was a Rangers fan there.
Yep, no, mate, there's not much more that you can say about that. No, it shows the lengths that, an opposition fan would go to try and get, and opposing fans in bother. It's happened before, Derek. Remember the guy that ran onto the pitch with the T-shirt and the Pope and all that on. Remember that the European game and things like that. It's old news now, Derek, and again, it really shouldn't surprise us the lengths that opposition fans will go to.
Yep, absolutely. And then on the 38th minute, we went 2-0 up with Arfield scoring his second of the game. It was a great pressing by the team, putting pressure on their defence. Candeas nips the ball off the defender, falls to Jack, who passes to Arfield into the box, who took the ball and dinked it over the keeper and into the back of the net. Brilliant goal.
Great finish again, Derek. I mean, that was composed as anything. He knew exactly where the goalkeeper was. It was the perfect, as you say, the perfect dink over. Great goal all round. It really was.
Yep. So on to half time, I'm fairly content with that again. 2-0 up at half time and playing a fairly decent game. So into the second half, 52nd minute was great strength from Arfield, winning the ball, was filled right in front of the ref, advantage played, ball played to Defoe, who was ruled offside, but he was clearly in line. Very poor refereeing for one, playing the advantage, and then two, the fact that it was ruled offside when he was clearly in line as well. 57th minute, Hasty with the ball on the right, takes on a couple of players, cuts inside and hits a trundler on the ground, but a comfortable save from McGregor. And on the 59th minute, Arfield gets his hat-trick, which I think is his first of his career as well.
Fantastic, yep.
Motherwell defence robbed of the ball on the right. Ball comes to Defoe, cuts inside, could have taken it himself, but completely unselfishly squares it to Arfield in the box, and a simple tap in for Arfield. And I think that was commented on by the gaffer afterwards, and said, I've never seen him do that in my life. So square a ball, that means.
Exactly, yeah. No, he could quite easily have went for it himself, Derek, but great awareness as well to know that Arfield would be there also, and unselfish, and an easy finish and hat-trick for Arfield, which is fantastic.
Yep. And on the 69th minute, it was a shocking pass out from the Motherwell keeper, allowing Defoe to nip in and get the ball on the edge of the box. The ball was bouncing, eventually got a shot off, but it was right at the keeper. It comes back out and half volley just by the side of the post. Unlucky there. Good awareness as well to nip in and get the ball. And then, really to round out the game, it was a flurry of changes from us. On the 70th minute, Arfield came off, McCrory came on. 78th minute, Davis came off, Grezda came on, and in the 83rd minute, Kamara came off and Halliday came on. But game was done, can't have, and again, any arguments with that. Maybe a slightly less tempoed game that we played in this game. I wouldn't say we were bad. We were not outstanding like I would have said we were in the first Hearts game there. But you really can't argue with a 3-0 victory, can you?
Exactly. No, you can't, Derek, exactly. And encouraging as well the fact that it didn't play outstandingly well, but still had a very comfortable match and a great result. Yep.
So it leads us off into the last game we've got to cover here. Saturday the 20th of April, away to Hearts, and we won 3-1. It was this unchanged side that played Motherwell, and on the bench the only change was that Matt Polster came in for Eros Grezda.
Yep.
So in the 11th minute, it was a shot by Jack on the left side of the box, and it goes wide. It was some good build-up play beforehand. And in the 15th minute, we went 1-0 up with Jermaine Defoe. There was a great challenge from Flanagan to rob the Hearts midfielder of the ball. Comes to Kamara, great through ball by Kamara to Defoe into the box. Slots the ball home with a cool finish past the keeper. Brilliant goal. It was an all-round great play, and outstanding from Flanagan, which I'd never thought I'd say.
Well, I think I commented on that in the wee post-match pod that I did, Derek. I said an outstanding play, and I said yes, the words outstanding and John Flanagan in the same sentence is something that we're not used to. But no, it was a great tackle by him, Derek. He won the ball and then played the ball to Kamara, but the pass for Kamara, first time, the awareness, he knew exactly where Defoe would be. It was absolutely outstanding, Derek. It really was, and a great finish by Jermaine Defoe.
Yep. In the 17th minute, it was a good ball worked into the box from the right. Candace gets the ball into the box and hits a shot, but it was shanked wide. 18th minute, Arfield got the ball near to the box, drove forward, couldn't pass to Defoe, who had drifted offside, hits a shot and it was deflected off the leg of the defender and into the arms of the keeper. See, this is the type of thing that I'm a big advocate for. Having a shot, even though the shot might not fully be on, because you never know. That could have spun up off into the back of the net. So
yes, no, you're 100% right, Derek.
Yep. From there until maybe about the 35th minute, until we got our second goal, Hearts started to come back into it a wee bit, but they never really offered anything. They did have a shot in the 32nd minute, and it was shanked wide from when they got the ball in the box. But we went 2-0 up on the 35th minute with Ryan Jack scoring. Jack robbed the Hearts midfielder on the halfway line, out to Candace, who then passed it back to Jack on the edge of the box, who shoots right into the back of net. Brilliant again, and almost, I would say almost a carbon copy of the first goal, with just robbing the midfielder in the halfway line. Yeah, no, that was a better finish, to be fair, as well. And there was nothing sloppy about Defoe's finish, but the angle, he had more of an angle, Jack, and he had less of a gap to go for, but he just stroked the ball past the goalkeeper absolutely perfectly, Derek, into that bottom corner. It was a great goal by Ryan Jack, really composed. Yep. Can't have any complaints, and again, going into half time, lead 2-0, so playing well. Yes. So, yep. And then once again on the 47th minute, we rounded off the game and made it 3-0 with Niko Katic scoring. It was a short corner from Davis to Candace on the left. There was a long ball into the back of the box, where Katic was running in and slid it home. Granted, I know that people have picked this up on. Davis did kind of move the ball in the kind of semi D, whatever you call it, in the corner bit, and the ball was still rolling when he did play the short corner, but we got away with that one. Exactly, and I think we were all absolutely delighted for Katic to score, because I think we all know that he could be a class act for us, Derek, don't we? And he's just needing the confidence and needing to get the break back in the team, and I think he's done really well in the last two games, and absolutely delighted for him to score as well. Yep, absolutely. On the 49th minute, there was a ball down the left from Hearts. The ball floated into the back post, and a header at close range forcing McGregor to make a save out for the corner. 54th minute, there was a good move from Hearts down the right, a good cross into the box, and a bullet header going into the top bin, but McGregor managed to pull off a great save and out for the corner. 57th minute, there was a long ball played up to Defoe, gets the ball in the box, tried to square it and hits it off the flailing legs of the defender. That was one of the ones where I think he was maybe thinking of the game before and that he was going to be unselfish, but that's the one he should have went for it, because it was one-on-one with the keeper. 66th minute, Arfield shot over the bar from the edge of the box. 72nd minute, Candace came off and Middleton came on, and Hearts managed to pull a goal back, and a minute later on the 73rd minute, the ball was down the left hand side, great cross into the back post between Flanagan and Goldson, with a diving header into the back of the net. Poor defending there from Flanagan and Goldson, because they allowed the attacker to drift away from them. Nothing to take away for the goal, Derek. It was a great cross and a fantastic header by Stephen McLean, but there were three Rangers defenders in that position, and even if one of them had have stuck with the striker, I don't think he would have got in the end of it. So no, I agree with you. It was pretty poor defending for that goal. Yep. On the 78th minute, it was a long ball knocked through the middle, beats the offside trap, and Middleton 1v1 with the keeper, who comes charging out. The ball bounces, Middleton tried to lob the keeper, but the keeper had narrowed the angle enough and he managed to block the ball. Yeah. 82nd minute, Defoe came off, Lafferty came on. 86th minute, Davis came off and Polster came on for his debut. And the 90th minute, there was a move down the right with some good one-touch play, ending with Tavernier squaring to Arfield, who had a one-touch shot, and it was a save by the keeper. But rounded out the game, disappointing to lose the goal there and lose the clean sheet. But, again, a fairly convincing victory, and we'll take it every day. Definitely, Derek, definitely. And that is really impressive stuff, and that's without Morelos in the team, Derek. And as I said, the big thing for me, like I said not long ago, is the change in formation. We suddenly look a lot more solid in defence and midfield, and we're playing through the midfield now, which is great. It's given us an extra dimension to the team.
and even with Morelos coming back, Derek, you can't split up a winning team in the way that they're playing also. So, I could see Morelos being on the bench for when he comes back, because the team are playing very, very well just now.
Yeah, and one thing I text you about during the last Hearts game there, and you said, don't mention this in the pod, but...
And I did.
Yeah, exactly. The first thing you done. We are a better team without Morelos, it seems, because... we do allow that flexibility, and we are very one-dimensional when he plays, and especially he doesn't like a partner up front, it seems, as well, with him, so we're forced into playing that 4-3-3 with him.
I am not going to put the blame on Morelos himself for the rest of the team playing like that, Derek.
I don't think I'm blaming him for that. So
I think that our players have a completely different mindset when Alfredo Morelos is on the park. I think a lot of them basically just think to themselves, as long as we get the ball to Alfredo, we'll do something, and we'll get a bit of magic, or we'll win a free kick here. I think they try and rely on him a bit too much, whereas when he's not there, they know that they're not going to get the same amount of running as out with Jermaine Defoe, but they know that if they can get the ball playing up to that area, he's going to find space, and we're going to make chances as well. So I think when Alfredo Morelos being out the team, it is making our players work a lot harder than what they would, and showing their potential, shall we say. And inevitably, you've got to say, ever since the last game that he played, we've probably played some of the best football that we've played all season.
Yeah. So it's certainly going to be an interesting one once his ban finishes. I think he'll be on the bench, to be honest, to start off with, and we'll see how it goes. We've got an important run of games coming. Just in terms of the table, we've played 34, won 20, drawn 9, lost 5, scored 76, conceded 25, goal difference plus 51, and we've got 69 points. Now, Celtic drew it against Hibs at the weekend there, so we're 9 points behind Celtic. We've only lost one more game than them, and we're only 3 goal difference behind them as well now. We're 8 ahead of Aberdeen, and we're 11 ahead of Killie. The league's over, I think. I think it was over a good few games ago, but certainly it's an interesting one if Celtic, they've got the early kick-off on the Saturday, we don't play till the Sunday. It's an interesting one if they do drop any points there. Obviously, with the games to come, we've got Sunday the 28th of April at home to Aberdeen. That's a 3 o'clock kick-off. So,
Derek, that game for me, regardless league standings, regardless if Celtic drop points or not drop points, we have to beat Aberdeen on Sunday at Ibrox just to get that monkey off our back. And I'm sick and tired of hearing commentators talking about the fact that we've not been able to beat Aberdeen, in the big games that matter, in the cup games and the games at Ibrox and all that. We have to go out and fucking destroy Aberdeen on Saturday just to shut a lot of people up, and just to get it in our heads that they're nothing, Derek, and that we can beat them, no problem. That has to happen on Sunday. So the league and everything goes completely out the window. We should be forgetting about league places and about Celtic and all that. This weekend should be all about us fucking hammering them, because that's the team that put us at the cup twice this year, Derek, and the team that all the pundits are talking about, and the fact it's Derek McInnes against Steven Gerrard and all that. Steven Gerrard needs to go out, get his tactics right, and just put this to bed and completely hammer Aberdeen.
I can't disagree at all there. Next game we've got after that is Sunday the 5th of May. It's at home to Hibs. That's a 15:30 kick-off. And then obviously the Old Firm game on Sunday the 12th of May. That's at home to Celtic. That's a 12 o'clock kick-off. Celtic fans are apparently bleating and moaning at their club for the fact that any of their fans who got tickets for the game in December against us will not be getting tickets for this game. So there's a ballot system happening. Well, they obviously don't have that many away fans then, that they have to have ballot systems then before.
Yes.
And then on Sunday the 19th of May, the last game of the season for us, which is away to Kilmarnock, that's a 1500 kick-off as well. Now, obviously a bit of controversy with this game is Kilmarnock are cutting our allocation from the usual 8,000 to 4,000. They're giving us only one stand behind the goal instead of their usual two. Now, they said in a statement they're citing the implied safety issues, as well as the fact that it's their 150th year anniversary this year, and they want to go out and show their fans some loyalty and all that with the whole spectacle of that, and they obviously think it's going to be Steve Clarke's last game in charge as well. Now, I have no issue whatsoever with a club who can fill their stadium giving priority to their fans, because that's what we done with the whole Broomland stand thing. But what Kilmarnock have implied is that this is going to be not just a one-off, this is going to be a continuing thing. I think they've since came out and said that they'll be doing it against Celtic as well. Traditionally, Kilmarnock can't even fill the stands they've got when we take the full 8,000 allocation. So how do they expect to fill the extra stand, with their own fans? Because they can't. If they can do it on a regular basis, absolutely, by all means do that. That's their prerogative to do so. But they can't do that on a regular basis, and they never will do that on a regular basis. So,
not on a regular. I mean, Derek, I'm going back a wee bit here, right enough. But Kilmarnock were always one of the bigger supported clubs in Scotland. But the Blue Pound over the year has become more important to them than anything else, and they have been cashing in on Rangers fans for a long time now by giving us, behind both goals, and sometimes parts of their other stand as well to try and fill, and it's went on for a long time. But it's true what you say, they can't do it. We would have no complaints if they were doing it week in, week out, if they were filling their stadium, or at least 3/4 filling their stadium, but they're not doing it. And that's another thing that annoys me, because they have always given us the two stands there because they know that we would fill it. They know that they would get their money for it. But hell mend them if it all goes wrong and it goes tits up for them, Derek.
Yeah, well, quite rightly, the club have came out and said we'll need to seriously consider what allocation we'll take then in the future. But it's kind of futile, the club saying that, because as we've seen with the boycott we done the last time we tried to do the last time we played Dundee United, fans still went directly to Dundee United and bought it. And yes, I appreciate the fact that there's a lot of fans want to go to the away games and have the experience and follow the team here, there and everywhere, and it's commendable, etc, etc. However, some of the away fans really need to actually think about what they're actually doing, in terms of they're basically allowing these clubs to use us for money purposes, and that's exactly what it is. Quite well that Kilmarnock, as soon as it doesn't happen for them the way they think it's going to, with them filling the stadium, that they'll beg us to take the 8,000 allocation again, just like Hibs have done, by the way. Yeah. And this is where we cannot have our cake and eat it in terms of a support complaining about the opposition clubs. We need to take a stand. Yes, I know you want to go and support your club, but there comes a point when it's sometimes a wee bit more than that, and that's where why the club have cut Celtic's allocation for this year, and they're going to cut it for next year and for the foreseeable as well. And that's what some fans need to realise in that respect. So that's all I can say really about that. So we'll see how it pans out. Mm-hmm. So that kind of wraps up that section now, and we will now go into the classic match.
And there it is! The final whistle's gone! Rangers have won the European Cup Winners' Cup!
So Dave, you've got an absolute stonker of a game, and it's causing me issues with editing, haven't you?
Oh, I know. I wanted to go for a game that I was actually in attendance at, Derek, and I came across this one and I couldn't remember if we'd covered it or not. And it's really not that long ago, Derek. 14 years isn't that long a time, but it is in football, considering where we've been and what's happened to the club in that time. So the game that I picked, Derek, was a match which saw the return of Rangers captain Barry Ferguson. He'd went down south and we had the chance to get him back. We were needing some quality back in midfield, and with the chance to re-sign Barry Ferguson. And a lot of times in football you should never go back, but this time it was a great move for us. But he wasn't on in the starting lineup that night. He was actually on the bench for us, and it was a CIS semi-final at Hampden against Dundee United. It was on the 2nd of February 2005, and the Rangers team that night was Ronald Vateras in goals, Fernando Rickson, Maurice Ross, Kyriakos, Marvin Andrews, Michael Ball, Buffel, Gavin Ray, Dado Porso, Nacho Novo and Gregory Vignal. It's a bit of a mishmash of a team, Derek. There's a lot of fullbacks were getting played at right side and left side of midfield and things like that. On the bench, I should say, for Rangers, Smith, Thompson, Barry Ferguson, Bob Malcolm and Hamed Namuchi. The Dundee United team that day: Colgan, Mayer, Archibald, McInnes, Ritchie, McCracken, Kerr, Wilson, Crawford, McIntyre and Barry Robson. So basically Rangers came right out of the traps against Dundee United. They wanted a foothold on this game. They wanted it won quickly as possible, and we didn't have to wait long, Derek, for the first goal. On the 7th minute, Rangers took the lead.
That's a good ball forward. Nacho Novo steps across. Nick Colgan's out. Nacho Novo! It could have been worse. Nacho Novo could have been upended by Colgan or tripped. But Dundee United will keep 11 on the field, but Rangers take the lead.
That is a great piece of movement here from Novo. When the ball's played, is he onside? No, I think he's just onside. He's timed it absolutely perfectly. And once it was 1-1, the goalkeeper, there looked no opportunity whatsoever that he was going to miss that. And it's exactly what Dundee United didn't want against any member of the Old Firm, particularly Rangers here. Don't lose an early goal. And it's exactly what they've done.
Maurice Ross on the halfway line with a ball into Dado Porso, who put the ball back to Thomas Buffel on the right wing, and he put a fantastic first time through ball to Nacho Novo, who stayed on side, sidesteps the goalkeeper on the edge of the box and strokes it into the net to make it 1-0 to Rangers. A few minutes after that, Dundee United had one of their first chances. Robson with a cross into the box, but headed over by Stevie Crawford. But then, only 8 minutes after that, it was another goal for Rangers. We went 2-0 up on the 18th minute.
Header comes across and it's in! Well, Nick Colgan seemed to be there. There seemed to be little danger for Dundee United, and somehow Dado Crucio's header scraped right across off the post and in. It looked innocuous, but it's deadly. Rangers 2, Dundee United 0.
You know, you've got to say that's a decent header, but from that angle, from that distance, it doesn't appear to be that much power on it. You think the goalkeeper has to get to it, and I think he's got to be in the parlance of football. He'll be disappointed with that one.
Nothing free kick really, just inside the Dundee United half on the right hand side. Marvin Andrews takes the free kick and hits a long ball into the back of the box, not even at the goal, just at the edge of the box, just inside the box, and Dado Porso heads a ball just towards the goal. I think at the time thinking he was going to head it on, but the ball sort of bounced and snuck right past the goalkeeper into the far post, and Rangers scored. So it was 2-0 to Rangers. A very good header by Purcell, but I didn't think a million years that he thought it was going to go in from that distance, but thankfully it did. A minute later, straight after the kick-off, Dado Purcell gets the ball, finds ball after a long pass up. It breaks free, and then he tries to chip the goalkeeper, but lands straight in his hands. He really should have scored that one. Then in the 24th minute, Kyriakos header from a corner, which was saved and then cleared by Nick Colgan. 32nd minute, Nacho Novo's played in from a very difficult angle and shoots, but a fantastic save by the goalkeeper again. Great chance for Rangers. 38th minute, a high ball. Dado Purcell is pulled back and it is a penalty to Rangers. Nacho Novo, a minute later, steps up to hopefully put us 3-0 up, hits the ball low on the left-hand side, but a fantastic save by Nick Colgan, who keeps his side in it just at half-time. So Rangers go down the tunnel at half-time, 2-0 up, fairly straightforward so far. Didn't believe what was going to happen in the second half with the goal fest that was happening. So half-time comes, and then 2 minutes into the second half, Fernando Rickson gets a hold of a loose ball. He has a great shot, which is saved by Colgan, out for the corner. The corner comes in for Rangers at Marvin Andrews with a powerful header, but just over the bar. But 2 minutes after that, with possibly the game turning, because Dundee United actually pulled a goal back on the 50th minute.
And they're trying to come forward through Jim McIntyre. That could break for Scotland. There's a chance! A second goal of the season, the first in the League Cup, and Jason Scotland gives Dundee United a lifeline.
That made it 2-1 to Rangers, and then Dundee United on the attack from there. There's a shot from McIntyre. The ball actually hits both posts and then springs out. So, I mean, really a great chance for Dundee United to level it there. But only 9 minutes later, Rangers retained that 2-goal advantage, 67 minutes.
Rangers come forward again. That's a good ball in. Buffon! Rangers go further ahead. It's Rangers 3, Dundee United 1, and it's a first goal for the Belgian, Thomas Buffon.
I said 30 seconds ago, if a good ball's played through to Nacho Nova with his pace, he'll get through again. And look at that, simple as that. Gets down the line there. It's a good ball in. It's a real relief for Thomas Buffon, because things haven't gone easier for him in his Rangers career so far. But when you score your first goal, even though it takes a deflection off of Lee Merritt, he'll be claiming it himself, and it's such a difficult ball.
Nacho Novo again released down the right wing, a fantastic cross and a close range finish from Buffel to make it 3-1 to Rangers. And then a minute later, it was the moment of the game that all the Rangers fans were looking forward to. Barry Ferguson coming on to make his return to Rangers on the 68th minute. He was brought on for Ray at that time. And then not long after that, Stephen Thompson comes on for Dado Purso. In the 75th minute, Nacho Nova was held back on the edge of the box. It was a free kick to Rangers. And then 1 minute later, an absolutely stunning free kick by Fernando Rickson, who smashes the ball past the goalkeeper to make it 4-1 to Rangers.
Fernando Rickson! He did it against Livingston at the weekend. He does it now in the League Cup semi-final, and if there was any doubt before, it's all been removed. Rangers are through to the CIS League Cup final. It's Rangers 4, Dundee United 1.
Underlines what a good season Fernando Rickson's having just now. It wasn't the greatest of walls there, but he's got lots of power. He's got the ball up and down.
Superb goal by Fernando Rickson. He was fantastic at free kicks. I think a lot of us forget that. That was sensational stuff. 4-1 to Rangers now, and Dundee United really down and out. And then only a few minutes after that again, 4 minutes to be exact, on the 80th minute, Rangers scored their 5th goal.
Delivers Thompson! What a finish from Stephen Thompson! And he enjoyed that one too. Rangers extend their lead. Rangers 5, Dundee United 1.
Heartbreaking for Dundee United. Maybe in the first half we could have said that a big score was coming. For the first part of the second half you wouldn't have thought so. This is a great finish on the half ball. It's a very difficult skill, that, and there's a lot of Rangers fans will be delighted to see him scoring that, putting that way.
We actually win the ball in our defence, and a great ball off to Thomas Buffel, who runs into the Dundee United half. He finds Ross on the right hand side, who crosses it into Stephen Thompson, who hits a half volley and hits the ball past Colgan to make the score 5-1 to Rangers. Great goal by Stephen Thompson there. And then 3 minutes after that, Thomas Buffel to Gregory Vignal on the edge of the box. He turns his man and hits a curling shot, which was just wide. Would have been a sensational goal for him. Unfortunate there that he didn't score, but again, we didn't have to wait too much longer before we got our 6th goal. And on the 85th minute, a free kick to Rangers just inside the Rangers half.
Rangers, they take it early, the flag stayed down. Nacho Novo is in! And Nacho Novo scores! It's a rout here in Hampden Park. Dundee United caught out there. Rangers moved it quickly. 6-1.
About 10 or 15 minutes ago I said I didn't think it would be 7-1. It's terrible for Dundee United, but the ease in which the defensive line has been broken down for the vast majority of this match has been awful. We understand they've had to push forward in this second half, but Novo has played very well, but and with his pace he's always going to cause defences trouble, but he hasn't really even had to think about it. He just ran in a straight line into those areas, and given his due, he's finished well.
Ferguson takes it quickly, sees Nacho Novo making his run, dinks the ball over. Nacho Novo smashes the ball past Colgan to make it 6-1 to Rangers. Fantastic stuff. And then only 2 minutes later, in the 87th minute, Nacho Novo again gets the ball in the left-hand wing, gets to the byline, he puts the cross in, and there's almost an own goal. It's just past the post. Out for a corner for Rangers, and from that corner,
end of this game cannot come quickly enough for Dundee United. Here's Barry Ferguson. Can he finish it off? Colgan with the initial stop, but it's in from Stephen Thompson, and history has repeated itself for Nick Colgan. It's the League Cup in Scotland this time, and he's on the wrong end of a 7-1 scoreline.
The ball falls to Barry Ferguson on the edge of the box. He shoots and it ricochets off the goalkeeper straight back to Stephen Thompson, who blasts the ball in to make it 7-1 to Rangers. And Rangers then, of course, went on to play Motherwell in the final after that, and that's possibly a game that I'm going to cover in the next match. So, fantastic night for Rangers at Hampden. I always, there was a very, very few times, the many occasions I went to Hampden, Derek, that I actually saw Rangers lose, and thankfully that was another fantastic performance, and of course the return of Barry Ferguson. So a lot of great goals in that game. It wasn't too long ago, so the vast majority of people will remember that match. Very different from things that are happening that have been happening over the last few years, but if you get the chance to go back and watch it, please do. Some great goals, some great players, and even just to see Fernando Rickson score the free kick was just sensational that day. I take it you have got fond memories of that game, Derek?
No, I can't remember half of these games. You know what I'm like.
My God.
No, but certainly looking back on it, some absolutely cracking goals, as you said. The noise when Barry Ferguson was about to come on was amazing. And one thing I've noticed about, when we've been doing these classic matches and looking back at the commentary, especially when it's BBC, the commentators are granted, apart from Big Archie, where Dave, what was the expression you said to me last night on the text? No, it was every time Rangers score, it sounds as if he's about to come in his pants. So.
And Derek, there's nothing wrong with that.
No, absolutely not. But
definitely not.
But a lot of the commentators sound so depressed when Rangers score, and this was no exception there. I mean, Pat Nevin, he's a boring bastard at the best of times, but he just sounds so deflated every time Rangers scored. So
yes, he doesn't try to hide his disappointment, Derek, shall we say? But we're kind of used to that now. The standard of commentating that we have these days is shocking, and none worse than Andy Walker, who makes it abundantly clear that he's desperate for any club to score against Rangers. Is quite incredible. So it's supposed to be unbiased commentating, Derek, but we've not had that in a long time, have we?
No, absolutely not. So another great classic match, and as Dave said, he'll cover another game, possibly the final in the next one. So
yes,
we will move on now and we'll go into the news. So quite a bit to cover in the news this episode, and we'll start with the Player of the Year awards. So quite a few ones here, and the first time that has happened as well, that the Women's Player of the Year has been announced as well, which was Amy Muir. Josh McPeak got the Academy Player of the Year. Morelos got the Sam English Bowl for being the top scorer of the season. Ryan Jack got the goal of the season for his goal against Celtic. You kind of understand why he got it, given the significance, but it probably wasn't the best goal of the season, was it?
I know. I thought that was quite funny, actually, but yes, no.
Alan McGregor got the John Gregg Achievement Award, Ryan Kent got the Young Player of the Year, and Morelos topped it out getting the Players Player of the Year as well, so 2 awards for Morelos.
Okay, yes.
So, fantastic, and obviously there was a video afterwards circulating around social media with a few of the players, what shall we say, a wee bit out their tree.
Aye, yes.
It was taken apparently by Andy Firth, the goalkeeper, and apparently Gerrard was raging the fact that got circulated round it as well. Absolutely nothing bad in the video at all. The players were just completely drunk, but in fairness, it's something that the players shouldn't be really kind of circulating on social media about their their fellow players, should it?
Well, it's there was a few things. I mean, a few people liked it, Derek. You know what I mean? But you knew we would get criticism for it regardless. So I was a wee bit disappointed that way, just because you knew that it would be leaked and it would be picked up and stuff like that. But as I say, no, it certainly looked like a good night, and delighted for all the players that that got awards and stuff like that, and. It was a great night for the fans that were privileged enough to be there as well. So I hope everyone enjoyed it.
Yep, absolutely. We played a bounce game as well yesterday, I think it was, or 2 days ago now, that by the time you listen to this. It was played behind closed doors, no media whatsoever, and it was against Liverpool. We drew 4 each. A lot of first team fringe players got a run out as well in the first half, and in that first half we went 4-0 down. We were 4-0 down. Gerrard has since came out and branded the players basically an embarrassment in the first half, but the youngsters came out at half time and for the second half and completely turned it around and were brilliant apparently. So just goes to show that there's going to be still a lot of outgoings this close season as well.
The way that I've seen it, Derek, is if this Liverpool under-23 team, no, it's not a Liverpool under-18 team, Derek, it's a Liverpool under-23 team. If these players were, very impressive, is this a way of Steven Gerrard getting a look at some of their top players with a view of possibly getting more loan players in for next season?
Potentially, I think he's not hid the fact that it's going to be a reciprocal thing. So, and he's trying to utilise his contacts.
And it's possibly a good thing because it does let the players who played in that game, who are on the fringes of the team and possibly on their way out, look at the standard of players that he is looking for, and it will also let the first team regulars see that, even although it is a closed door friendly, that these young guys have came up here and absolutely ripped us to shreds in the first half. So it kind of works both ways, Derek. It's I think it was maybe a good thing that has happened, and it maybe lets a few of these guys know in the Liverpool team that he could possibly target. It lets them come and see the facilities that we have. And lets them see the sort of standard the players that they would be playing against as well. So I'm trying not to look at it too negatively, shall we say. I'm trying to look through the positives, and that's certainly what I got from it. Liverpool under 23 team will be an absolute quality team, Derek, and I think that could be a reason why that we were actually playing them, because it will give him a chance to look at them as well.
Yeah. We have also installed a cryotherapy unit at the Hummel Training Centre, which will aid recovery after games and for injured players as well. So it's great to see that state of the art things like this are still going on at the training centre as well. And all I can say is, rather than me that's going in.
I know.
Next thing.
What's the saying? Freezing your balls off?
I would rather not, thank you. Yes, so talking of improvements to the Hummel Training Centre as well, the work on the stand is well underway, the stand and the facilities as well, with the new changing rooms as well as Gerrard has apparently plans to build a 12-foot high fence around the training ground, as he says that his tactics and teams have been leaked several times this season. He was basically mocked by the usual BBC pundits, yet when St Brenda suggested the same thing earlier this season, the exact same pundits praised the idea. So
yes, exactly.
Needless to say, we can take whatever they say with a pinch of salt.
Exactly, yep.
Another thing here, I don't know I can't remember who has done it, but a study was done of attendances around European club teams between 2013 and 2018. It only counted the top flight, so for us it only counted games since 2016, but we were apparently 18th highest in Europe, averaging 49,054 fans.
Fantastic,
yes.
Mm-hmm.
Celtic were 16th with 49,697, so, they've, bearing in mind they've got nearly 15,000 extra seats than us, and we've basically got the same amount of fans average.
Yes.
So incredible from our fans once again.
Yep, definitely.
Talking of fans, season ticket renewals are out. Apparently they've got until Monday the 20th of May to renew. There's a 5% rise across the board in terms of prices. However, there's some issues with Zebra Finance because they're pulling out of football for part of it as well. So a bit concerning there. I think the club is trying to get some work around there. Some payments, some kind of staggered payments are still accepted and some are not, apparently. But there's apparently 13,000 fans on the waiting list as well. So
it's just like the old days, Derek, when I was in my early teens waiting for my season ticket. There were thousands and thousands of people on the waiting list to get a season ticket for Rangers. It's like that going back. It's great to hear again. It really is.
Yeah. So even if I could go next year, then the chances are I wouldn't get a season ticket.
Yes.
So. Mm-hmm. More improvements in and around the stadium. This time the smoking pilot, which was tried earlier on this season, has been extended now to include the full Copeland and Broomloan Road stands. It was just a small section before, so apparently fans can exit at half time through a couple of the gates in each stand, as well as the two gates in the Sandage Yard and rear as well. So great to see that we're trialling this as well, and it's been extended. So
it's great, Derek, because you've heard my moan about going down for a half-time pee and actually not being able to see the urinal because of the amount of smoke that's in the toilet. So that's really good, and here's hoping that all the smokers out there are adhering to this and using the facilities that they've got for that rather than going into the toilets and doing it.
Yep. We seem to announce new partnerships with North American clubs every single podcast we do, but the club have announced another one with Canadian-based Red Soccer Academy. It's a 3-year deal which will see our coaches travel to Ontario to host sessions with their players and coaches. So much the same as with the other partnerships we've got with a few of the other academies out in America. So great to see we're extending that as well.
Fantastic.
Youngster Serge Atakai has joined Finnish club SJK Seinäjoki. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it, on loan until the end of the season. So another kind of hot prospect as well.
Yes.
Loan. So it's good to see that he's going to probably get some good first team action there.
Yes, definitely.
Yep. Next thing, we did cover this in 2 podcasts ago, but the Hibs fan who ran onto the park to confront Tavernier at the last game at Easter Road there has been jailed for 100 days and given a 10-year banning order. He's actually appealing the sentence, but absolutely great from a judge for a change, given a proper sentence for something like this. Some people think it's a bit harsh, but it's a great deterrent for fans running onto the park.
Yes.
And given the implications that what if he had a weapon, is completely justified for me, and it'll stop fans hopefully doing stupid things like that in future.
Yep, great stuff.
Yep. More courtroom issues here is the courtroom battle between us and Mike Ashley and Sports Direct have continued with further hearings held, and a judge is to make a ruling in the coming weeks. Obviously it's in relation to Sports Direct claiming we've breached the merchandise deal, so we'll see how that pans out there. I don't know how these things would go. I mean, we've obviously opened up another shop in Belfast again now, which is great to see. Obviously the club still can't advertise it at all or anything like that. hopefully, even if it does, go in Sports Direct's favour, it's just going to be a case of a fine rather than having to reinstate the deal or close down any retail outlets we've got already. So we'll wait and see what happens with that. But
yes,
clearly it's been a success what we've done in terms of opening up the branches that we have.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. A great thing here, which was great to see, is SES veteran Ant Middleton was at the Hummel Training Centre looking around and meeting staff and the players. He went along with Ewan Cameron and Mark Haitley, so there was great videos there on Rangers Media.
And met his namesake Glenn as well, and got some pictures taken with him, which I thought was quite a good touch.
Yes, absolutely. And clearly Ant Middleton was loving everything about the place and meeting everybody there. And in terms of Ewan Cameron, it just goes to show if you're fair with us, what kind of access you'll get.
Exactly, yeah. He's been getting a lot of stick, actually. Ewan Cameron from the Green and Grey side of Glasgow basically said that he's a Rangers supporter, and they all knew he was a Rangers fan and all of that, and he obviously is a Hearts supporter there. But no, very true, Derek. It's if you are fair, you will get access. The club are good that way, and but no, it was good to see, and I did like the wee touch with having Glenn Middleton in there as well. I thought that was quite cool.
Yep, absolutely. Now, just to round out the football news here, Scott Brown...
we're not talking about him again, are we? Oh my God.
Unfortunately, we're going to have to, okay, but this is just kind of entailing how farcical Scottish football has become, where Scott Brown did actually get cited by the compliance, by the Celtic compliance officer for his gestures at the end of the Old Firm game there. You know what's going to happen, because he's not going to get anything happen to him, but his hearing has been moved forward at the request of Celtic. It was meant to be the hearing was meant to be on the 2nd of May, but they've asked it to be changed, so it's now going to be the 26th of April, which is apparently in the rule book that you can do that, which amazes me that nobody else has done that before. And it's also that basically so that he can play in the up and coming Old Firm game against us if he does get any ban, which, as I said, will not be an issue.
That'll not happen. Yeah, I know, exactly.
But where does this stop? So now Celtic can demand to get disciplinary hearings changed. It was a farce, the fact that it was so far in advance anyway, the fact that it was on the 2nd of May, yet the game was in the 31st of March.
Oh,
and
God.
It beggars belief what is going on in this country there.
I know, it's an absolute joke.
So, to move away from one dick, man sues his parents for throwing out his £22,000 pornography collection.
I can see where this theme is going, Derek.
He is now seeking more than $86,000 from his parents in a civil court action.
How much in porn?
Well, it's in dollars here, so he had $29,000 worth of porn. The man, aged 40, from Michigan, is seeking more than $86,000 from his parents in a civil court action. He moved in with his parents in 2016 following a divorce. I'm a bit confused here. I don't know if you're going to be able to highlight, but are we talking DVDs? Are we talking magazines? Are we talking... How on earth could you spend that amount of money on porn? I mean, that's obscene. Less than a year after he moved in, he moved to Indiana, but discovering his belongings were no longer included in his extensive pornography collection. The court documents reportedly say his parents told him he destroyed his porn. The man's 12 missing boxes of pornographic films,
12, right,
magazines included titles such as Frisky Business and Big Bad Grannies.
Oh dear. 12 boxes.
12 boxes. According to the lawsuit, the man then began emailing his parents. If you had a problem with my belongings, you should have stated that, as the time I would have gone elsewhere, the email said. Instead, you have chose to keep quiet and behave vindictively. His father reportedly responded, believe it or not, one reason for why I destroyed your porn was for your own mental and emotional health. I would have done the same if I'd found a kilo of crack cocaine. I bet you the dad's kept it. What do you think? I think he has as well, hasn't he?
big bad grannies. Oh dear.
So on that note,
yes,
that's about time to wrap up the podcast. So as ever, if you want to check us out, or you can follow us on our website, which is ireadypodcast.wordpress.com. You can find all our links to all our social media sites such as Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, our Spotify account, our PodBean account, and also our iTunes account as well. And you can also find all previous episodes as well as details and links to our post-match reaction podcast as well.
Yes.
So hopefully Dave and I will be back. It wouldn't be for another 4 weeks this time because we don't have any holidays planned in that time.
No, not yet, Derek. It is early.
So hopefully we'll be back probably maybe after the Hibs game. We'll see what happens there. But certainly an interesting run to come. It'll be very interesting to see if Celtic lose any more points. But, we'll just need to wait and see.
Yeah, Derek, like I said, this game on Sunday against Aberdeen, this for me is a must-win game, and I'm not caring about the league table or Celtic dropping points or whatever. Just for our own pride, we need to go over and really do Aberdeen over at home, just to prove to everyone, that we can do that. Cement the second place, which we've probably done already anyway, but we really need to go out and win that. So here's hoping they get a really good performance on Sunday and a great victory.
Yes, absolutely. So one of us, Dave or I, will be back with a post-match after the game as well. So all I can say is thanks for listening and goodbye.
Take care, folks. Goodbye.
And the stadium erupts in red, white and blue. You've never seen anything like it.
Let's go.